Everyone, it's Matt at Texas Made Cycles for another product video, and today we're talking about oil. Which oil is the best for your motorcycle? That's a hard question and I can't answer that. I could talk to 20 different customers and get 20 different answers on which oil is the best for their motorcycle. Some guys like AMSOIL, some guys like Redline, some people stick with Harley-Davidson oil, right? So whatever shop that you usually go to, it's always a different answer, right? When you take your car to go get it serviced at the dealership, they use one brand of oil. When you go to Take 5 oil change, they give you a different brand of oil. Same thing, right? If you go to my shop versus someone else in town to the dealership, you're gonna get a different product. Some of them may stock the same oil that I stock, right? And that's okay. But you have to look at the application at hand and what the company of oil that you choose, what's their products and how they stand up against the competition, right? I could break down to what additives go into here versus here to here, what additives are in Harley oil, all that stuff. So what makes the shop choose which oil is the best? You know, for me, when we go through the catalog to order oil to stock on hand here at the shop, I can order 20 different brands of oil. That's a lot. So if I have a whole shelf full of oil and a customer comes in and says, hey Matt, what do you recommend to be the best oil for my motorcycle? It's a hard question for me to answer, right? So I look at, what's the company that we're choosing? What can they provide, right? What source of protection does their oil give Harley-Davidson motorcycles over somebody else, right? What's more reliable? What can I depend on? What can the customer get his hands on? Will the customer be happy? Does the motor sound a little bit quieter, right? How's it hold up against lifters versus cams? Hey, I got guys doing big bores. Will this oil do great? Is there another oil that you offer? All those different applications, and especially with Bel-Ray, right? Bel-Ray makes a primary chain case lubricant that goes in their primary only on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. They make a Sportster transmission lubricant, which pretty much does your primary and transmission on Sportsters. It's one compartment. And then Bel-Ray also makes an oil for your transmission also. And they make different oils in different weights. If you want something a little bit heavier, you could do that. Something a little bit lighter, they make mineral oil, a 20W50 semi-synthetic, and then they also offer a 10W50 full synthetic that you can run your bike. For full synthetic, I usually keep a Drag Specialties 20W50 synthetic oil on hand because that one's always really good too. But these are just the products that I recommend that never let me down, that never let any of my customers down. There's no issues with them. It's always been very consistent with the oil that they provide. So it's tough, right? If you go to a Harley-Davidson dealership, more than likely they're going to push their products, right? And you can't blame anybody for doing that because that's their product and that's what they want to push, right? You go to a different shop in town, they could be pushing AMSOIL, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with AMSOIL. There's nothing wrong with Harley-Davidson oil. There's nothing wrong with Redline, any of that stuff. Mobil 1, there's nothing wrong, right? But the problem is that you have to make sure you find a shop with what oil they recommend and why they recommend it, right? So if you go to someone else's shop and it's a different type of oil, it's okay, right? It's just we all prefer certain stuff. We all want to make sure our customers are taken care of. And God forbid if you post on Facebook, hey, what's the best oil for my bike? You'll probably get 50 different responses. And that same thing goes for brake pads, oil filters, all the above. So I stock Bel-Ray here at the shop because it's something that I could depend on and I could give to my customers. And I've never had a motorcycle be mechanical issues with it using Bel-Ray oil. So find a shop that you could trust what oil they're using. But for me to answer which one's the best for your motorcycle, that's very hard to do. So back to choosing which oil is the best, it's personal preference. That's all it is. It's a shop's preference. It's a customer's preference. Again, some dealers will push more oil, different oil more than a different brand. You know, a sale may pop up and you may see someone pushing a different brand for a month and then they switch back to something else. You know, there's always incentives for dealers to push certain oil. And I think that's what's tough, you know. So us owning shops, you know, our goal here is, of course, stay in business and provide a service to customers, but we want to provide a better service than what anyone else can offer. And I think that's where oil stands apart from different shops. And you just need to find one that you could trust. And if your shop is not here and it's somebody else's, then that's okay. Just go by their recommendations, you know. Go by what they trust. Someone's building a motor for you. Hey man, what do you like to use so I know my motor can be protected? You know, what engine oil have you used that's gave long-lasting effects and allowed that motor to go 100,000 miles? You know, what do you like to do? You know, so it's just personal preference from the shop, the technician, the customer. All that has to come into play. Riding conditions. Hey, I usually ride in the summer all the time. I take trips out to Arizona, it's so hot. Oh, I'm in the winter months, I'm up here riding around. So all that has an effect on which oil to choose from. But if you have any questions about any of this stuff, just give us a call at 936-346-8882. Thanks.